Need to sell something? Anything? The Phuket News has just made it a whole lot easier with our special buy 1 month, get 1 free promotion. You'll be seen in the Phuket News, Novosti Phuketa, on our websites, thaivisa.com and our very own new classified Facebook page. For just 4,999 baht, you'll receive 60 days of the largest exposure available on the island. Head to thephuketnews.com to find out more. If you can't sell it with Class Act Media, you just can't sell it.
Sawadee krap, welcome to Phuket News TV again. Now we're at the beach. The red flag means danger, but what is the danger? Rip currents. And today we're going to talk to a specialist from the New South Wales University about rip currents, Dr. Rip. He will tell us about the dangers, how to spot a current, and why you should avoid them at all costs. So Dr. Rip from the University of New South Wales, Rob Brander, pleasure to have you here. So what is a rip?
Well, a rip current is really misunderstood basically, but it's like a river of the sea. And just like a river, it sits in these deep channels between sandbanks, and it flows in one direction, and it takes you quickly from the shoreline quite a distance offshore.
How can you tell if there's a rip? What are the signs?
The best thing to look for is just when you ever go to any beach that's got a lot of breaking waves, all that water that comes in has to go back out, and it tends to go out in these rips. So spend 5 or 10 minutes when you go to the beach. Don't just run in, but look at the beach. And what you're looking for are these areas, maybe 10, 20, 30 meters wide, where there's not as many waves breaking. Maybe the water looks a bit dark. It's like a gap between the breaking waves. Those are your rip currents, because deeper water is always darker, and waves don't break as much in deeper water. So where the waves are breaking a lot is shallow. It's actually quite safe, but it's those gaps you look for.
So you're saying earlier that white is nice and dark is not so nice. Can you explain that?
Well, you look at the beach, white is nice, green is mean.
Okay.
White is nice because white water means it's breaking in shallow water. That water is coming back to the beach. You can stand up. Green is mean because those green gaps mean that it's deep water. It might be over your head. It might be a rip. But that's just a catchy way of sort of remembering how to look for rips.
What are the dangers of a rip?
Well, I mean, they're probably one of the main causing of drownings on beaches around the world, actually. The main danger is that you're not really aware of what they are. You go in for swimming or just standing there, and you lose your footing in this rip, and you don't feel yourself being caught in the rip. It doesn't feel like anything. You're going with the flow. But then you look back at the beach, and you're maybe all of a sudden 20, 30, 40, 50 meters away, and you start to become scared, and the immediate reaction is to swim back to the beach against the rip, which is flowing very fast, and you just get tired and scared and you panic. And it's panic that drowns people. The first dye I put in has gone straight out. It's going down the beach. I bet it will come in with the breaking waves over there, because ultimately these things work in big circles, which is why I always say just stay afloat. If you're just floating and there's a surfer or a lifeguard, they will come and rescue you. But there's also we've done experiments, we've put things in, we've measured it with GPS, and about 80% of the time they go in circles. So if you're just floating, odds are you'll end up on that sandbar pretty quickly. That's a really strong rip. I don't know how fast that flows, probably faster than most of us can swim.
Did you ever want to join Baywatch or be featured in that?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm past that now. Yeah.
And how can you make a career of being Dr. Rip?
Well, I did. I mean, I just, when I first came to Australia to study my PhD, I wasn't able to see a rip. I found out that they were very important, and not many people would study them. So the more I studied them and I found that they were fascinating features, I also realized that so many people, and this was in Australia, didn't understand anything about rips. So I've started turning my research into beach safety, and now what I do is I try and educate as many people as possible about what rips are. And the dye is great, using the purple dye, because you don't have to explain the complex physics. You can just say, look, you put the dye in here, and it ends up over there in about a minute. So remember that next time you go to the beach. The other thing to look for in terms of rips is sometimes the rip is taking water offshore and the waves are bringing it in. and the water combines and gets really choppy and agitated and very messy. Okay, so those are other things you look for. But that's pretty much it. Dark gaps, water that just looks very agitated.
Up to 50 people drown annually along the Phuket's west coast, and understanding rip currents is very important. We'll thank Dr. Brander, who's been coming down here to tell us about beach and surf safety. You can check out their website, Science of the Surf, and we'll thank you very much for watching Phuket News TV, and be safe on the Phuket beaches.
Ban Yamu Residences, located on the east coast in the Cape Yamu area. For those who seek tranquility, peaceful, stunning views and convenience, go to banyamu.com.